All right, so this is a suggestion via Patreon. The name of the video is Africa just split in half, and something interesting is happening. All right, let's go and check it out. This is coming from the channel What in the World? Let's get it.
In Kenya's Great Rift Valley, something strange and truly mysterious has happened. A massive crack appeared out of nowhere, stretching several kilometers.
Okay.
The appearance of the crack has caused a media frenzy, with scientists and experts from all around the world trying to solve this case. But their findings are leaving even more questions than answers.
Listen, so here's the thing, really quickly. I think if this was to actually be like factual, it's more than likely going to be Africa than any other continent, guys. Think about this here. The only thing left of Pangea is Africa. So, yeah, it would have to be Africa that's splitting apart into another thing, right?
At first, it was thought to be just another example of tectonic activity along the East African Rift. But as the crack continued to grow, people began to ask questions. What's causing this massive tear in the Earth? And is this the beginning of a new ocean?
Probably.
Splitting the African continent in two?
Most likely, guys. Absolutely.
As you can imagine, the appearance of this crack caused a great deal of panic and confusion. It's like something straight out of a science fiction movie. A 15-meter wide abyss tearing the Earth in two, caused by a sudden and mysterious appearance. For a long time, the crack was partially covered by volcanic ash, and the locals didn't realize the scale of the problem. But once it was uncovered, scientists estimate that the crack is around 15 meters deep and appeared very quickly, even splitting a man's house in two, according to local newspapers. Initially, the appearance of the crack was linked to tectonic activity along the East African Rift.
Makes sense.
But after further
Hold on, wait. There's an East African Rift? Okay, so we definitely know that most likely this was going to happen anyway. I saw earlier, I think African Rift Valley. I didn't really correlate the two, but now, obviously. Yeah, we're going to get a new... how about this? I don't know if it's large enough to be like a continent, guys. Like with its own like separate culture, even though obviously the countries that will be separated, how would that work, guys? Like are the countries? Well, firstly, we're not gonna be alive to actually see them become new countries, okay? Or really any like meaningful divide, even, right? How long has this been going on? That's one of my main questions here. 15 meters. It's about like what 45 feet or so. 50 feet. Let's just round up, guys. How long has that been happening? I also saw earlier that it said 3,700 feet or miles long. That's interesting, right? So yeah, there most likely will be a new ocean formed, but again, we're not going to be alive to actually see it. I think this will take thousands of years or thousands of years. Let's just go ahead and say hundreds of thousands of years, most likely. Because think about how long it took for South America to literally get to split from Africa, right? I think by the time this actually happens, South America will probably be touching Asia.
Studies, geologists now believe that this crack is most likely an erosional gully.
Okay.
However, the question remains, why did it form in this specific location, and is it connected to the ongoing East African Rift? The East African Rift is a vast system of rifts that stretches from the Afar region of Ethiopia down to Mozambique. It's
because like, if you look at the map right here
of Ethiopia,
let's make it a little bit bigger. Like look at this here, guys. For example, how long did this take? Right? How long did the shift from Mozambique to Madagascar happen? Because obviously Madagascar exists only because it's split from right here. Right, it's pretty obvious. Okay, so yeah, how long did that happen? Then I think we'll be able to better find an answer to that question.
Down to Mozambique. It's an active continental rift that has been forming for millions of years, splitting at a rate of 7 millimeters annually. The presence of
we're not
constantly
gonna be alive,
moving
guys.
tectonic plates beneath the Great Rift Valley makes the region prone to seismic activity.
Okay.
This crack is a visible part of the 3,700-mile-long East African Rift.
Guys, why didn't I know about this?
These rifts are growing larger as the Somali tectonic plate in the east and the Nubian plate in the west move away from each other. Here's where it gets even more interesting. Some experts believe that these two plates could eventually move so far apart that they would split, forming two separate land masses out of Africa.
Yeah, like Mozambique.
While this might sound frightening, it's thought that Africa's new ocean will take at least 5 million to 10 million years to form.
All right, so my estimate was a little low, a couple thousand. No. I mean, once I heard how fast it's basically moving, 7 millimeters a year, no, bro.
However, with the effects of extreme weather, the rifts will accelerate, and we might see more cracks forming in the future.
Right.
You might have heard that splitting a continent in two is quite common. It's what led to the opening of the Atlantic Ocean.
Right.
The fact that Africa and South America fit perfectly together is because they were once one landmass.
Right.
Scientists have known about the rifting in Africa.
This man is taking a selfie.
Once one landmass.
Hey, social media has ruined us, all right? It has ruined us. Bro, this is something serious. This is something... Listen. Stop that, all right? I understand he's happy that he's standing in front of something that's most likely, deep, cavernous, and dangerous. But why would you want to take a...
Scientists have known about the rifting in Africa for quite some time, but the underlying cause has been difficult to pinpoint. But there are many theories as to what is actually causing this mysterious crack to form in the first place.
Tectonic plates.
While some believe it's due to the movement of tectonic plates and the separation of the continent, others believe it could be linked to a massive plume of superheated rocks rising from the mantle beneath East Africa. This super plume, figuratively burning a hole in Earth's crust, could be driving...
That would be absolutely horrific if that was actually happening. Like, that wouldn't just be driving a hole through Earth's crust, guys. It wouldn't just be doing that. It would be creating, like, sinkholes. Like a sinkhole that would drop to the bottom of to the center of the Earth, guys. Imagine. Oh, no. Guys.
The region's continental rift. And what does all this mean for the future of the African continent?
It's going to split up.
With each passing day, the plates are peeling further apart and material from deep inside.
I also don't think there'll be any humans alive to actually see this happen, to be honest, anyway. That may sound crazy of me, but like I don't think that we're going to be here to see it. Because we are absolutely too destructive.
The formation of this new ocean could also have significant economic implications, particularly for the countries located along the East African Rift system.
They won't even be
the discovery of valuable resources such as oil and minerals could lead to a rush of exploration and extraction, leading to economic growth in the region.
Bro, why are you talking about it like that's going to be today's time? Like, we may get to the point where money is just absolutely irrelevant and we all live in some, I don't know, oddity of a country, guys. Nothing that we know would even be relevant then. 5 to 10 million years? Again, I highly doubt we're going to be here in the first place. What's going to be left are basically roaches, if anything. But I highly doubt even that because we're probably just going to destroy everything, right? So 5 to 10 million years, no chance we're here, guys.
So there you have it. A mysterious crack has appeared in Kenya's Great Rift Valley, and it could be the start of something much bigger. The African continent is on the brink of splitting in two, and the world is watching to see what happens next. Will we see the formation of a new ocean in the coming years?
No.
Will it have a significant impact on our planet's climate and weather patterns?
Most likely the poles will have shifted multiple times from then. Just gonna listen.
These are the questions that keep us up at night, and we can only wait and see what happens next.
Okay.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
All right, guys, a solid piece of content here. Africa just split in half, and something interesting is happening. We're going to go ahead and say, because that word is a interesting word to put in your title, bro. All right, just saying. But anyway, so here's the thing. I honestly think that we're not going to be here. The number one, just to reiterate what we spoke about during the video for those who just skip ahead. So I definitely think that we're not going to be here. Under any circumstance, humans like we know it are going to be here. If you think about it, we've only really been here for at max 150,000 years, maybe 175,000 years, right? Like we are a absolutely infantile species compared to everything else on this planet. I mean, and we're terrible beings at that, on average, right? So I don't think that we're going to be here. That's the main thing. Is there going to be like an ocean between it? I don't know. Maybe there'll probably be like a channel. Let's call that a channel, right? Before we call it an ocean, at least, right? Because an ocean is going to take a much longer time to actually form. And again, just like the region of Mozambique and Madagascar, like that area between that landmass is called a channel, right? It's not an ocean, even though there is a long, stretch like. And even think about this here. Even the split between like Tarifa in Spain and Morocco, it's the Mediterranean Sea. You get what I'm saying here, guys? It's not big enough. I'm sorry. It's just not. It's not big enough to be considered an ocean. I'm sorry, right? I mean, the Indian Ocean isn't as big as the Atlantic or the Pacific, but that's not the point. That's not the point, right? This is at most it'll be called a sea, and that's going to take a very long time to be even called a sea. And it probably won't even be called a sea because we probably won't even be speaking English or any known language today or any language derived off of whatever languages that we speak today, guys. No chance. They're probably going to be speaking in, guys, telepathy or like this, bro, something like that probably. The way that things on Earth evolve, no chance, bro. Talking is a waste of effort. Can you imagine if I could just think at you? That would be crazy. Right, but all right. Listen. Let me know in the comments if I should be checking out any more of these type of things, guys. And definitely let me know. What do you think will happen when Africa splits into two? That's such an odd thing. What's funny is I thought, honestly, when I saw the title, I was like, is it going to split at like the Great Green Wall, right? Like between North Africa and like South Africa, but not referring to the country, but like the equatorial split. You get what I'm saying here? I kind of wonder if that was probably going to be the split, because I can just imagine that happening, because North Africans think that they are absolutely not like the rest of Africans for some reason. It's the equator, the distance from the equator, guys. I don't want to get into that. But all right, listen, you guys all have an absolutely amazing day. Enjoy your day thoroughly.